Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to teach you how much money do you need for financial freedom. So to kick off this video, I'm going to explain to you what is financial freedom, like how much do we actually need, and the steps I've taken to become financially free. So my name is Brent Bowers. I've done over 255 land deals and I have over 100 notes paying me each month from land deals. I have found financial freedom and I'm going to walk you through how to do it as well. All right, so what in the heck is financial freedom? You know, it's a little bit different for everybody, but I like to keep things simple. So Brent Bowers' definition for financial freedom is I have enough money coming in every single month without me having to go out and, do a job or dig a ditch for me to pay for all of my bills. What are my bills? My house payment, my electric bill, my water bill, my car payment. And all these things are covered each month, every single month, whether we work or not. That is true financial freedom as my definition. I almost have the same definition of financial freedom as passive income. I kind of interlink the two. Once again, I like to simplify things as much as possible. So I call passive income almost the same as financial freedom. So I talk to you about how that money comes in every single month, whether I'm working or I'm not. I like to keep it as passive as possible. I like that money to go directly into my bank account. I don't want to have to go and collect the checks from the UPS box or what we call the mailbox money. That was something that back in the 80s, the mailbox money, that was true passive income for the real estate investors of the 80s. I like the bank account money. The money that every time I look at my bank account, it goes up and the bills are paid as well. That's passive income. Ultimately for me, but that basically financial freedom. So if you're one of those people looking up a video on how much money do you need to be financially free, you're probably looking for me to give you some magic number. And I can't do that for you. If you're a 20-year-old, that magic number might be like $3,000 a month. If you're 55 or 65 about to retire, that might be $8,000 a month. Who knows? I'm going to give you a couple examples. I'm going to use an example of a very round number of $6,000 a month. But ultimately, it's not as much as you think it is. It really never is. How much really is it? I'll give you an assignment right now, actually something to do. If you can pause this video or do it right after, is write down every expense that you have coming out. How much do you pay for housing each month? Do you rent? Do you own? Do you have a car payment? Do you have insurance on that car? Hopefully you do. Hopefully you're not driving if you don't have insurance on it. How much in gas expenses? How much do you burn in gas each month? When do you get the oil change? What about the maintenance? What about hair? What about clothes? That new iPhone, how much are you paying the cell phone bill each month? Once you get all those expenses, add them all up, and then I want you to add an extra, probably like $300 to that because you probably forgot something, or maybe add 10% just to be safe. But whatever that number is, that's what you need to be making each month to be financially free. And here's the danger of doing this. Once you figure this number out and then you hit that number, let's just say it's $6,000 a month, and now you've hit that $6,000, I want to caution you to not increase that expense to $6,500 a month. Because what I see a lot of people do when they hit that financial freedom goal number, whatever that magic number is, that monthly amount they need to live and pay for all their expenses go up. They go out and buy that nicer car, or they buy that new iPhone, or they buy the new MacBook, whatever it is. I've got to caution you, know this now. That expense needs to stay where it's at. All right, so you now know that monthly expense, you know your financial freedom number, but here's another obvious that a lot of us don't even think about is, what about when emergencies happen? What about when you got to go to the hospital or when you have that flat tire? Thank God you have a car to have the flat tire on, but you're going to have those random expenses. You want to have savings for those rainy days that will happen and those emergencies that will happen. That's ultimately part of being financially free. So you don't need a credit card to pay for that random expense that you weren't tracking, that leaky roof or your sewer line backed up. The average sewer line is like $8,000 to replace. So you want to have some savings. All right, so I have a story about my financial freedom number and how I hit that. But before I do, hit that subscribe button. And also, I'd love to hear your opinions. Comment below on what your financial freedom number is, or if you've hit financial freedom and what that number is for you. All right, so I was an Army officer and I was always away, always training, always deployed, always gone away from my children and my wife. I had to hit financial freedom before I could get out of the military because, I mean, the military has many, many benefits. They covered my housing, they covered my medical, and I was afraid that number was around $6,000 a month. That was the bare minimum. So I needed to hit that per month to feel financially free enough to get out of the military because I was on my way to accelerating. I was moving up in the ranks and I had so many people telling me, you're dumb, don't get out, retired 20 years, but I couldn't see having to do another almost 11 years of being away from home. I only had 8.5 years in the military, so that my financial freedom number was $6,000. And I will tell you, I found a way to do it, and my way was with land. I was buying land at massive, massive discounts from people selling land that no longer wanted it. They were behind on their taxes. They lived out of state. They bought the land 20 years ago when they went on vacation to build a cabin somewhere in Colorado, and they never did. So these people would sell me this land at a massive discount, and then I would turn around and get photos of this land after I bought it. I would get photos and videos and showcase this land in the most beautiful way possible and get a down payment for the amount that I paid for the land to the seller. So if I paid the seller $1,000, I'd get a down payment for $1,000. And then I would sell this land for, $300, $400, $500 a month for, 5 or 6 years. And that is how I hit my $6,000 a month. So my average land payment was $601 payment. So I only had to do 10 land deals to be financially free, to have the strength, the courage, the motivation to get out of the military. That was one of the scariest things in my life. I don't know why. It was a W-2 job. It was paying everything. We were great as far as with our finances, but I was never home. So if you're in any whatsoever the situation that I was, you hate your job, you hate your boss, you hate the 9 to 5, you're not making enough, or you just want to earn an additional $6,000 a month and you want that financial freedom number, you want to be on your way to earning financial freedom, head on over to thelandsharks.com. I'd love for you to book a call, talk to my team. We'll see what your goals are and if we can accomplish them or help you accomplish them and give you the steps and hold your hand doing it. I'd be honored to. Head over to thelandsharks.com.